Okay, so I brought in some Angora goat mohair to show y'all today. And I wanted to show y'all the differences between a high quality and a low quality mohair and the difference between adult and kid. So right here I have some unwashed, some raw kid mohair that came from a neighbor that I bought to use in Natalie's Dye Secrets class because I didn't want to use my good mohair on that in case I really screwed things up. And then this is the same kid mohair that has been washed. I contaminated just a little bit. It's got a little bit pink in it, but you can still see it. Let me describe this to you. This is very flat locks. The locks are longer, I think, because they're not as curly, and that kind of tends to make them longer. As you can see here, they're very coarse, very brittle feeling nearly. The washed is a little bit softer. It is a little bit silky. It does have a little bit more luminosity to it than this really dirty raw. You can see that this piece right here did curl up a little bit more after we washed it. So getting some of that dirt out did help this mohair here. Again, this is just plain old mohair goats, not anything special about them, but this is kid hair. We call them range goats, just plain old mohair Angora range goats. Okay, so over here, this is from our registered show stock. This is also kid hair. All right, you can just see it is just full of curls, and you can just look at the fineness of it. Even when it's dirty, it is very, very soft, very soft. And you can see how fluffy it is compared to the flatness of this. You can see this just coming out of the box, and this just is really flat in the box. And then here's the same hair that's been washed, and you can see how much whiter it is after we got all the dirt out of it. Okay, so let's look at the difference in the locks here. So here is one of the raw pieces that's been clean, that's not cleaned, and then here's one of the raw pieces that has been cleaned. Okay, and you can see again the luminosity starts to really come out on them once you get the dirt out. This is just like silk, hence why I named my business Mohair Silk, because the mohair is just so incredibly silky. This is adult mohair. I think this was just some skirting that I just grabbed it just to show you the difference between the adult and the kid. But really it still has a lot of curl. You can see the little tips curl up. They're supposed to curl back up and then go back up on themselves. So you want a little curl on the tips of them. And you'll be able to see that more in an adult than you will the kid, because the kids haven't had time to grow that much hair yet. And this is some washed adult. It came from our reserve champion Billy Goat. I've pulled several locks out, but we've done this video a few times now, and I've been playing with this, and I've kind of fuzzed it up. But I think you can still tell or see what I'm about to show you. This is so very luxurious, soft and silky and luminous and shiny. I just don't know that you can really get better mohair than this right here. I mean, you just want to just keep squishing it and feeling it. It's just so incredibly soft and fine and fluffy. Okay, again, but this is an adult. The number one thing, or the number one factor and that contributes to the cost in your mohair, is the fineness of the mohair. Normally you would think that kid hair would have the finest hair of all the goats. But let's go back to our plain old range mohair goats. Okay, again, kid hair that's been washed compared to our registered show goats kid hair that's been washed. Okay, big difference. Look at these curls, they're much flatter and you don't have the crimp. Okay, see the curl on the tip of this, and this does not even have any curls on the end. It should, when they grow their hair out, it should grow out so far and then turn back and curl back up on itself. Okay, and this was got a little curl on the tip. This has no curls on the tips. So let's take these down and let's look at them compared to the adult that's been washed. Okay, so this is washed kid range Angora goat mohair, washed kid registered show quality kid mohair, adult washed registered goat show quality mohair. Okay, now let me show you this. Let's take the show quality kid hair out and let's compare our adult locks with this kid hair that came from a range goat. Okay, it doesn't even compare. You can make it longer if you want because you can stretch it out much flatter. My daughter has very curly hair and it does not look very long at all until it's wet, and then it straightens out, and then she has incredibly long hair, very curly hair. So yeah, you can stretch this out and make it really long if you want to. The curls are gonna make it tend to look shorter, even though it's not shorter. Now, this is kid hair and this is adult hair. Normally you would think kid hair is better than adult hair, right? Well, which would you buy? Because I would not buy this hair right here. Not only that, when I was taking Natalie's Dye Secrets class and I was using this cheaper kid range goat mohair, it's not going to work the same as this. And it took me taking Natalie's class to figure that out. Know your canvases. Well, even though this is supposed to be kid hair, mohair, and it's supposed to be a good high quality, it's not. So what I'm trying to say is just because it's kid hair doesn't mean it's better than adult hair. And there are adult goats out there that can have very high quality kid adult hair, if that confuses you at all. So there are mohair goats out there that their hair can grade so good, it can be so fine, so soft, so fluffy and shiny and luxurious that even though it's an adult, it will be graded and marked as kid hair. So kid adult mohair. Okay. And let me show you a couple of other things